What's up, buddy, man? So Bronco, the Frog coming at you with another reaction video. I'm still on my rounds, giving everybody props. Next up to get their props is young man's like Pau Cubarsi. Now, I already know, I done seen Cubarsi play over there in them Lona games. Obviously, he was a young buck just like Neymar was, so I knew he had greatness stored in him. But this World Cup, he showed on the world stage. Well, obviously, Champions League and whatnot is the world stage in La Liga and El Clasico. But he showed on the super duper world stage in the World Cup that, hey, I am a force to be reckoned with. Young man won golden ball. Unfortunately, a lot of his contributions have been accredited to men like Rodri. Them boys giving all the credit in the world for all the Spain success and happenings to men like Rodri. But don't worry, Cubarsi, I see you putting in that work on defense. He not the only one who the reason that the defensive thing is moving the wheel. Hey, you out there putting that work too. Hey, everybody, go subscribe to GOAT TV. Get him to 116,000 subscribers. You will never look at Pau Cubarsi the same way. Let's see what goes down.
Has never seen a centre-back like this. At just 19 years old, you can now call Pau Cubarsi a World Cup champion.
We've never seen
not just that. He also walked away with the best young player of the tournament.
We've never seen a centre-back like this.
If Spain are world champions today, a huge reason is Pau Cubarsi. He has completely redefined what it means to play as a modern centre-back.
Really? Well, I guess the title of this video is you will never look at Pau Cubarsi the same way. Let's see what he says.
Spain's defensive leader helped La Roja concede just one goal throughout.
What happened to Rodri being a defensive leader?
Composure, intelligence, and unbelievable consistency were rewarded with football's biggest prize, and he absolutely deserves it. Okay. Pau Cubarsi is the biggest scandal this position has ever seen. In the round of 16, he went head-to-head with Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal scored 0 goals, and Spain marched into the quarter-finals. In the quarter-finals, he faced world-class stars like Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku. Spain didn't keep a clean sheet.
I thought then he was gonna say Doke. I mean, shout out Lukaku, but Lukaku is Lukaku world class in Big 26? Yeah, I know he scored against us. We ain't trying to hear all that. I thought he was gonna say Jeremy.
Produced one goal-saving intervention after another and played a massive role in securing the victory. In the semi-finals, he stood directly in front of Kylian Mbappe, Michael Olise, and Ousmane Dembele. France scored 0 goals, and Spain reached the World Cup final. Then came the biggest test of them all, the final. Lionel Messi. Argentina scored 0 goals, and Spain became World Cup champions.
There was him who made that slide tackle.
0 goals, and Spain became World Cup champions.
He was 2 bodies right there.
At just 19 years old, on the biggest stage football has to offer, Pau Cubarsi completed football. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona's young defender can now say he became a World Cup champion after shutting down the greatest goal scorer in history.
Bro, since when did Carl? Hey! The hell going on here? Mbappe! That man had you pinned down like that, young buck? And he look about 18, 17 right here, because this says Euros. So this is 2 years ago. 17-year-old Barsi had you pinned down like these? Oh, my goodness. Kylian Mbappe.
Greatest player of the new generation and the greatest footballer of all time. His 2026 World Cup will go down as one of the greatest tournaments.
They say he completed football. He ain't got no Champions League.
46 defensive contributions, 7 clean sheets in 8 matches, surpassing Paolo Maldini's 5. 29 recoveries, 31 clearances, 27 duels won, 14 aerial duels
and you
won,
know what I like?
Created, 15 accurate long balls, 96% passing accuracy. And let's repeat the most ridiculous stat of them all. Spain conceded just one goal, with a 19-year-old leading the defense.
But this is where it gets to. You got some people just throwing out Roger's name out there saying that he the one leading the defense, commanding the defense, but they don't be throwing no stats to back it up. With this man Cubarsi, you see GOAT TV is dropping all of these tangible stats to show what he's doing, but when it comes to Roger, he's just word of mouth. People just know, bro, look, you just gotta watch the game. You don't show up on the stat sheet. Just watch the game. He's blocking passing lanes, and he's doing this, and leading to that man.
Accurate long balls, 96% passing accuracy. And let's repeat the most ridiculous stat of them all. Spain conceded just one goal, with a 19-year-old leading the defense. And here's something even crazier. Luis de la Fuente's Spain finished the tournament with 7 wins in 8 matches, drawing only their opener against Cape Verde, before beating Saudi Arabia 4-0. Uruguay 1-0.
That was an
Austria,
ugly game.
3-0.
Like
Portugal, 1-0. Belgium, 2-1.
Like
France, 2-0.
Like
Argentina, 1-0. They became the first World Cup champions in history to
concede
concede
only
only
one
one goal
goal
throughout the entire knockout stage of the tournament. The only player to beat Unai Simon was Charles de Ketelaere in the quarter-final against Belgium. People always say that defences win titles. Well, Pau Cubarsi was Spain's defence. Where was the most feared attack at this World Cup? Cubarsi erased them. Mbappé, Désiré Doué, Michael Olise, Ballon d'Or winner, Ousmane Dembélé, Bradley Barcola. None of them found a way through Spain, and it wasn't a one-off. Uruguay couldn't break him down. Austria couldn't break him down. Portugal's incredible midfielder Vitinha, João Neves and Bruno Fernandes couldn't cope with Spain's build-up because Cubarsi controlled every first phase with complete authority. And Cristiano Ronaldo, he spent the night living in Cubarsi's shadow. By the final whistle, the only thing left for him to do was cry. Belgium looked completely toothless.
Why he do bands like Naldo like that, bro?
Lukaku, Doku, Trossard and de Ketelaere barely caused any problems, and perhaps the biggest moment of the entire tournament came in the final,
he getting
when
real
Messi
repetitive.
finally came alive. Cubarsi slammed the door shut. He produced the tackle that saved Spain when Argentina looked ready to write another impossible comeback. That's what makes Pau Cubarsi so special.
Okay.
He has Carles Puyol's aggression, courage and perfect timing in the tackle, combined with Gerard Piqué's elegance, composure and ability
it's
to
kinda
build
like
attacks
Puyol.
from the back. The only thing he doesn't have is elite height for aerial battles, and somehow it barely matters. Everything
like
else
what?
is already there. Many
6
people
feet?
believe Lamine Yamal
On
is
a
destined
dot?
to become the best.
Let me see.
player
I'll
in
be
the world.
good. I'll be
But
real
Barca-
good at guessing people heights and stuff. I'm gonna guess 6 feet on a dot. Let me look it up. Cubarsi height. 6 feet. I'm telling you, I'm a dog. I'm a dog when it come to guessing people heights. I tell you, that nigga look about 6 feet on the dot in feet. 6 feet tall, exactly. Tell you.
Barcelona might have another generational superstar standing right beside him. At just 19 years old, Cubarsi is already a two-time La Liga champion, Copa del Rey winner, two-time Spanish Super Cup champion, Olympic gold medalist, and now a World Cup champion. He's Barcelona's starting centre-back, the player who pushed Ronald Araujo onto the bench, while
them
Jules
Barca
Koundé
kids was
had to
so
reinvent
disgusting
himself as a
with
right
white
back
shorts.
because he simply couldn't compete for that spot. He wasn't even taken to Euro 2024 because Luis de la Fuente never gave him the chance. Since then, Cubarsi.
So
has
where
made
that picture
Mbappe
come
and
from of him having Mbappe like pinned down like that? I thought I saw the Euro badge on their sleeve.
Vinicius Jr. look ordinary in Clásico after Clásico. And now, he isn't just a World Cup champion, he's already making a genuine case to become one of the greatest centre-backs football has ever seen. Something that neither you nor I have ever witnessed it before. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. Pau Cubarsi was never a normal talent. He was causing a stir from the very first day he walked through the doors of La Masia. In 2018, an 11-year-old boy, skinny, not particularly tall and painfully shy, left Girona's academy to join Barcelona's under-12s. At a time when youth football was obsessed with centre-backs who were bigger, stronger and quicker,
He
Cubarsi
still got that
was
same
completely out of
look.
place. He didn't scare anyone physically. What made him different was something far rarer. He could read the game 2 or 3 seconds before everyone else. While other defenders reacted after the play had already developed, Pau had already solved it. That has always been his biggest weapon. He didn't run faster than his opponents. He simply didn't need to. His body shape before receiving, the constant scanning over both shoulders, and the way he positioned himself meant he could beat pressure with a single touch. Almost as if he already knew where every player on the pitch was about to move.
It's funny because
as he progressed through Infantile B and Infantile A, he stopped being just another promising centre-back and became the team's silent conductor.
It's funny because everything
defense,
that he's currently saying is the exact same thing that people say about mans like Roger. It's just funny to see it on the other foot.
He controlled the rhythm of every possession, organised the backline, and played laser-guided passes through 2 lines
So
of
that
pressure
brings me
to
back
find
to my
Barcelona's
original
midfielders
point.
Facing forward. He wasn't captain just
What
because
is
he wore the
Rodri
armband.
doing that his
He was
teammates
captain
not
because
doing?
Every attack started inside his head before it reached his feet. His development became so ridiculous that Barcelona tore up their own academy blueprint. During the 2022-23 season, they skipped him 3 age groups in one go and promoted him straight into Juvenile A. That simply doesn't happen unless a player has completely outgrown the level he's playing at. The answer came almost immediately. On November 1st, 2022, Cubarsí made his UEFA Youth League debut against Victoria Plzen. At just 15 years, 9 months and 10 days old, he became the third youngest player ever to appear for Barcelona in the competition.
He said UEFA Youth League. They even got Champions League for under 18s and stuff.
And more physically developed. On paper, he should have struggled. Instead, he gave a masterclass. He never tried to overpower anyone. He won by arriving first. While forwards were thinking about controlling the ball, Cubarsí was already stepping in to win it. His final academy exam came on October 4th, 2023, against Porto in the Youth League. Barcelona played the entire second half with 10 men. The match turned into a survival mission. Cubarsí showed the other side of his game. He swapped elegant build-up play for old-school defending,
stood there like a statue in the rough, innit?
Point-blank shots and leading a heroic defensive display to secure a 2-1 win. It proved that he understood both sides of being a modern centre-back, building attacks when his team had control.
Yeah, but how is he changing the position,
though? Falling apart. And as extraordinary as all of that already was, nobody was ready for what happened next, because the leap he made into professional football wasn't the leap of a teenager adapting to the highest level. It was the leap of a teenager making the highest level adapt to him. Pau Cubarsí's 2023-24 season started in the most ordinary way possible. One week he was playing for Barcelona's under-19, the next for Barça Athletic in Spain's third division. Nothing suggested that just a few months later,
Barça Athletic. So hold on, Barça have two teams in the. Barça has two teams in the Spanish division. So obviously, Barça Athletic wouldn't be able to go to the first division because there would be two Barça teams in the same. That's weird.
Football. But then injuries tore through Barcelona's first team, forcing Xavi Hernández to look towards La Masia. Suddenly, a 16-year-old centre-back was given the biggest opportunity of his life.
That's what's up.
Estamos delante de un futbolista que pienso que va a marcar una época, ya lo he dicho. Sí, para mí es fundamental. Porque
that moment arrived on January 21st, 2024, against Real Betis at a boiling Benito Villamarín. Making his first La Liga start, Cubarsí played with the calmness of a surgeon. He became the first player under 18 in Spanish football history to attempt more than 80 passes and complete every single one. But the number wasn't impressive. It was what those passes represented. Elite centre-backs don't just keep possession, they control the tempo of the entire match. Every successful pass slowed Betis when Barcelona needed control and sped the game up when space appeared. At 16, Cubarsí was already dictating senior football.
I ain't even know that.
La Liga was his announcement, Europe was his explosion. On March 12th, 2024, he made his Champions League debut against Napoli with one impossible task.
And he won player of the match?
Osimhen, one of the most powerful strikers in world football. Most teenage defenders would have tried to wrestle him. Cubarsí did the opposite. He won with timing, positioning and anticipation, constantly stepping in before Osimhen could even turn. On top of that, he started the move that led to Barcelona's opening goal and was named UEFA Player of the Match. At just 17 years and 50 days old, he became the youngest player ever to win that award in a Champions League knockout match. His impact was so immediate that Spain couldn't wait any longer. Just 10 days later, on 22nd March 2024, Luis de la Fuente handed him his senior international debut against Colombia. At 17 years and 60 days old, Cubarsí broke Sergio Ramos's long-standing record to become the youngest defender ever to play for Spain, and the biggest tests kept coming. On 10th April, Barcelona travelled to Paris for the Champions League quarter-finals. Standing across from him was Kylian Mbappe, one of the most dangerous transition attacks in Europe. Cubarsí didn't chase shadows. He controlled space. He dominated the aerial battles, killed counter-attacks before they even started, and helped Barcelona earn a famous 3-2 win at the Parc des Princes. By the end of the season, after 24 first-team appearances and over 90% passing accuracy, one thing had become obvious. Barcelona hadn't just promoted another academy player, they had found the defender their future
would be built
a
dog.
Then came the season that changed everything. Under Hansi Flick in 2024-25, Cubarsí's mission was no longer proving he belonged. He became the leader of Barcelona's defence. He played an incredible 56 official matches and became the brain behind one of the most aggressive defensive lines football had seen in years.
Yeah, they
pushed
in
his
their high
defenders
line.
almost to the halfway line. A system that only works if your centre-backs know exactly when to step forward and when to hold. Cubarsí mastered it better than anyone, helping Barcelona force a record-breaking 181 offsides during the season. That wasn't luck. It was perfect coordination, flawless timing, and complete trust across the back line. His rise had already gathered momentum during the summer of 2024. At the Paris Olympics, he led Spain's defense to the gold, surviving.
Spain won the Olympics. No, they won the Euros, the Olympics, and then now the... Oh, my
Extra
goodness.
time against hosts France,
All in a
producing
row.
7 crucial clearances in the final. He became the youngest defender ever to win Olympic gold before returning to Barcelona, ready to lead Flick's new era. His first statement arrived in October 2024 in the La Liga Clásico at the Santiago Bernabeu. Barcelona's high line completely dismantled Madrid's attack. Real Madrid were caught offside 12 times,
Yup,
with
and
Mbappe
Mbappe
and Vinicius
was like 9 of those
repeatedly running into
offsides.
Filchik's trap. People think the offside trap is about speed. It isn't. It's about synchronization. One defender stepping half a second too early ruins everything. Cubarsí made it look effortless. That same night, he also produced a brilliant sliding tackle on Vinicius that fired up Barcelona before starting the move that ended in the unforgettable 4-0
stole that
victory.
shit.
And it didn't stop there. Barcelona won all 4 Clásicos that season, beat Real Madrid
Swept
in both the
them
Copa
boys.
del Rey and
Ow.
Spanish Super Cup finals in Saudi Arabia. Real Madrid wanted to punish Barcelona on the counter, but Cubarsí read every run before it developed, cutting out attacks with astonishing authority for a 17-year-old as Barcelona lifted Flick's first trophy with a 3-1 victory. Against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, he broke their high press with a perfect 8 out of 8 long balls while adding 6 vital
8 out of
clearances in
8.
a memorable 4-1 win. In Belgrade against Red Star, after taking a brutal
I
kick to
remember
the
that.
face that required 10 stitches, he refused to come off until Barcelona had secured a 5-2 victory. He even scored his first goal for the club in the unforgettable 4-4 draw against Atletico Madrid. By the end of the campaign, Cubarsí had completed an astonishing 94.9% of his passes and was the most progressive centre-back under the age of 20 anywhere in Europe. More importantly, he became the foundation of a Barcelona side that won a historic domestic treble. At just 18 years old, he wasn't playing like one of the best young defenders in football anymore. He was playing like the best defender in the world. But football has a cruel way of testing greatness. Just when Barcelona looked ready to conquer Europe, Inter Milan ended their Champions League dream in heartbreaking fashion. For Cubarsí, it was devastating. But sometimes, the greatest players need one painful defeat before they're ready to conquer the world. What Pau Cubarsí has done this season is genuinely historic. At just 19 years old, he has already proved he belongs among the very best footballers on the planet. In only 2.5 years as a professional, he's handled the pressure of becoming an undisputed starter for Barcelona, already playing 128 matches for the club.
Hey, they be playing them damn young bars be running them young players. I ain't gonna say running them into the ground.
Major trophies.
But
and now he can also call himself a World Cup
Y'all
champion.
seen that stat of
Spain
Meemaw
conceding just
games
one
played
goal
versus
throughout the
Messi
entire
during the same
tournament
age?
wasn't a coincidence. It was built on Cubarsi's shoulders. His defending gave Spain complete control without the ball, but what truly separated him from every other centre-back was what he did with it. His passing wasn't simply accurate, it allowed Spain to dominate games before opponents even had the chance to press. We'd already seen those qualities all season with Barcelona. In the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final against Atletico Madrid, he produced another masterclass. Atletico tried to turn the game into a physical battle, but Cubarsí accepted every duel while completing 90 accurate passes and once again leading Barcelona to another clean sheet. That's what makes him so unique. Most defenders choose between defending well or building attacks
And
well.
people will look
Cubarsí
at
does
stuff
both
like
at an
this that
elite level,
Cubarsí
but
doing,
everything he had done at club level
it
suddenly
still
looked
be like
small
Rodri
compared to what he
degrees.
produced at the World Cup. His tournament wasn't just outstanding, it was historically great. When
Historically
people talk about legendary defensive World Cups, Fabio Cannavaro in 2006 is always part of the conversation.
Man, he
Yet
won a Ballon d'Or
Cubarsi's
that
numbers
year,
are astonishing.
I think.
Cannavaro finished that tournament with 29 recoveries and 84% passing accuracy. Cubarsí recorded 24 recoveries, but completed an incredible 96% of his passes, while helping Spain keep 7 clean sheets in 8 matches. Modern football asks centre-backs to defend and build attacks. Cubarsí mastered both. Even more impressive was how he performed when the pressure became greatest. In the quarter-finals against Belgium, he erased Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku,
we done
and
heard
Romelu
this script
Lukaku.
already
Every Belgian
5
attack ended the same
times.
way, with Cubarsí arriving exactly where the ball was about to go. Those sliding interceptions in midfield weren't desperate recoveries. They were the result of reading the next pass before Belgium played it. And whenever Spain recovered possession, he instantly became their first playmaker, threading long passes that nearly sent Lamine
There we
Yamal,
go. We get
Dani
some new
Olmo,
info.
and Mikel Oyarzabal through on goal. Even when Belgium finally escaped Spain's first line of pressure with quick combinations, Cubarsí always appeared at precisely the right moment to kill the move, like his perfectly timed interception on
And then,
Doku's
hey, I
precisely
seen
the
this
right
play
moment to
happen, and everybody said Rodri was the reason that this. Rodri's,
Like
hold on, where
perfect-
is Rodri? Yeah, he right here, ain't he? Yeah,
finally
16.
escaped
Everybody
Spain's
said
first line of
Rodri was
pressure
the reason
with
this
quick
ball got
combinations,
lost.
Cubarsi always
You
appeared
feel
at
me?
precisely the right moment to kill
They
the
be
move.
y'all be giving him all the damn
perfectly
all the damn
Exception on
credit for
Doku's
everything.
dangerous cross.
You see Rodri on
Then,
that play,
with the
Bronco?
match still hanging in the balance, he did something nobody expected. Just like great midfielders
Oh yeah,
do,
he
stepped into
Cubarsi be
space
easy.
outside the box and unleashed
And
a
they
powerful
scored
shot
off of
that
it.
Sene Lammens could only parry into Mikel Merino's path for the decisive goal. His numbers captured the performance perfectly. 98% passing accuracy with 89 successful
Darwin
passes
back there with
out
them
of
tight ass
91,
braids.
12 passes into the final third, 5 clearances, 4 duels won, 3 recoveries, 2 chances created, and a shot that changed the game. But his masterpiece came in the semi-final against France. That was the night Pau Cubarsi became the best centre-back in world football. Once again, it all came
Best in
down
the
to his
world.
reading of the game. Bradley Barcola tried attacking the left wing. Cubarsi was already there. Michael Olise drifted inside from the right.
Cubarsi was already
adjusted
there.
instantly. Kylian Mbappe tried receiving wide before turning towards goal. but
Cubarsi
refused
was
to let him
already
spin.
there.
Like that moment on the right touchline when Mbappe thought he had half a yard and Pau won the ball within a second. Throughout the entire match, every time the ball found Mbappe, Cubarsi seemed to be standing
already
directly
there.
in front of him. And that wasn't luck.
Barsi
That was
already
anticipation.
there, boy. What's up,
France's
my camera?
midfield
My
kept
camera,
searching for passes into the front line. Yet Cubarsi looked as though he had a magnet pulling the ball towards him. In reality, his positioning had already closed those passing lanes before the pass was even played. Mbappe barely found space inside the penalty area.
'Cause
And when he
Cubarsi
finally did,
was already
Cubarsi
there.
was always tight enough
Hey.
to make every finish uncomfortable. Just like
Hey.
Koundé's cross, where he stayed glued to Mbappe and completely stopped him from attacking the ball cleanly. One of the most beautiful moments of the entire World Cup came a few minutes later. From deep inside his own half, Cubarsi delivered an inch-perfect pass over France's defence that released Lamine Yamal behind Lucas Digne. Lamine cut inside, beat Digne again and curled a stunning finish into the net. The goal was eventually ruled out, but the pass
Yeah, it
itself
was.
showed
I'm
something
so mad. I'm
extraordinary.
still
Very
hurt
few
they ain't call
defenders
that
in
goal.
football history have possessed that level of vision and execution. As France threw everyone forward in desperation, Cubarsi became an immovable wall. He blocked Désiré Doué's effort, repeatedly stepped across Mbappe's passing lanes, and produced 2 crucial clearances from France's final crosses into the box. Mbappe, the greatest World Cup goalscorer of his generation, never found a way through because Pau Cubarsi simply wouldn't allow it.
wouldn't allow
And
it.
now he had already erased Cristiano Ronaldo, Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku, Jeremy Doku, Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembélé, Michael Olise, and Désiré Doué from
Now
the
it's
tournament.
time for
Now only one challenge
Messi.
remained. Lionel Messi, the greatest
race.
player in football history, the World Cup final. And somehow, Cubarsi played even better. He dominated every statistical
They
category
couldn't do
a centre-back
nothing.
could dominate. Most touches, most completed passes, highest passing accuracy, most line-breaking passes, most clearances. He also became only the second player ever to complete more than 100
And
passes
Rodri
in a
won
World Cup
player of the
final.
tournament.
But statistics still don't tell the whole story. 3 moments changed the final forever. The first came when, just like against Belgium, Cubarsi
He
stepped
shoot them
forward
bees.
and unleashed another powerful strike from distance, forcing Emiliano Martinez into a difficult save and reminding everyone that he wasn't afraid to take responsibility on the biggest stage. The second arrived in a 50-50 challenge. that
Hey,
ended
oh
with
yeah, he
Enzo
got
Fernandez
flipped,
being
cartwheeled
sent
into
off,
a
completely
helicopter.
changing the balance of the match. But
Ragdoll.
the third may well be the greatest defensive play in World Cup history. Minute 119. Argentina, just as they had done throughout the tournament, searched for one last miracle. Messi played a short free kick before drifting towards the right edge of the box.
You gotta claim
The
that's a
move
claim.
unfolded
So it
exactly
was him who
as
did
Argentina
that.
wanted.
Because we
Giuliano
all know the
Simeone received-
Emiliano Martinez play and the other goalkeeper save. I forgot from which World Cup it was. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We all know those are the
inside
2
area and
greatest
fired a dangerous cross
defensive
towards
plays, but
goal.
Cubarsi
For
can
one
be like
split
top 5
second,
for sure.
Spain were beaten. Then Cubarsi switched on. He attacked the ball before anyone else, beat Sensi to the flight, threw himself across the 6-yard box, and cleared it just centimetres away from both Unai Simon and his own goal line. The technique, the timing, the difficulty, the pressure.
Yeah.
Considering the stage, the quality of the opposition, and the importance of the moment, it wasn't just an incredible clearance. It was arguably the greatest defensive action ever seen at a World Cup. His final numbers were simply absurd. 139 touches, 121 completed passes at 96% accuracy, 21 line-breaking passes, the most of any player on the pitch, 6 clearances, a perfect 100% success rate in his duels, and 3 decisive defensive interventions.
100?
Think about that for a second. In the same World Cup, Pau Cubarsi completely shut down Cristiano Ronaldo, then Kylian Mbappe,
hey,
and
you
finally
said that
Lionel
already.
Messi, 3 of the greatest attacking players football has ever produced, all before turning 20. So maybe Lamine Yamal was right when he told everyone to keep an eye on Cubarsi because he was La Masia's best centre-back. And maybe Paolo Maldini is right when he says that by the end of his career, Pau Cubarsi could become the greatest centre-back football has ever seen. This is Pau Cubarsi, Spain's next generational superstar. Because this new Spain doesn't belong only to Lamine Yamal anymore.
They got
it belongs to Lamine and Pau Cubarsí.
Cubarsí.
And the beginning of their dynasty has only just been written.
Man's like Pau Cubarsí for sure is shaping up.
Pau Cubarsí.
I'm for sure not looking at him the same way after watching this video. Like, I think Cubarsí, I'm thinking like, he like a top 10 center back in the world for sure. But after all of this, I'm ready to call this nigga top 3. Now, you know, you got Gabriel, you got Saliba and whatnot. That's the main 2 people that I be hearing about saying is like the greatest. What's up with my camera, fool? Hold on, let me flip my camera up, man. Even though it's the end of the video already. I be hearing, you know, Gabriel and Saliba be the main 2 to get shouts as the best right now. And you know Big Bird's gonna come back. He gonna come back on top next season. They say Pau Cubarsí, the way he playing, I ready to crown this young man already. Shout out to like Pau Cubarsí. Go subscribe to GOAT TV. Get them to 116,000 subscribers. And he say real Barca fans know we've been watching him for 2 whole seasons. Oh yeah, they say genuinely think he's the best defender in the world right now. We'll see this upcoming. He say still have Saliba, but he said Saliba only higher in age, not talent or quality. Oh, and Pacho, I heard a Pacho shout from one dude, but hey, we go see what happens this season. Can't wait for club ball to start. Never thought I'd say that before. But World Cup got me even more tuned in and even more interested. Facts. I'm out.